Welcome to the Petrified Forest, the colorful side. If you enter the Petrified Forest through the southern entrance, near the Rainbow Forest where giant logs and long logs is, you saw a lot of barren landscape like this, with a lot of exposed and sometimes colorful petrified wood, but otherwise a very barren, uninteresting landscape. And then as you start to traverse north through the park, you start to notice these really interesting colorful features made of clay and mud in layers of time. You see, some folks don't realize that the Petrified Forest isn't all about wood. It's also about dazzling color and just natural beauty. And don't worry folks, this is just the beginning. Just wait until I show you what's to come. For me, this particular stop is one of my favorites. It's the first time if you've come in through the south gate where you're really gonna see petrified logs. Inside of a Badlands landscape, you're gonna start to see all that color and all the beauty that I love about this park. So, very fitting place to start our journey. We recently made a video where we really explore the petrified logs here in depth, go into how they came to be, all of that stuff. So, do check out that video if you wanna learn more about that. Today we're just gonna be enjoying the landscape and the color. Nothing complicated, just relax and enjoy as I take you through some of these landscapes. Although it is hard to come here and not admire the stars of the show, the petrified logs everywhere. Here's some really pretty wood and crystals. Let's take a look at the crystals here. You can kind of see it glimmering in the sun if I can get my shadow out of the way. This specimen's really weird. It got exposed and then tumbled down the hill. Here's a beautiful piece of crystallized petrified wood. Look at that color. This is what the Crystal Forest, this is how it got its name. It's from pieces of wood, petrified wood like that. It's absolutely beautiful. These specimens I love. There's a lot of really tan looking trees with a lot of detail in this area, like these in front of me. Some of my favorites in the park actually. It looks really wood-like, more so than some of the other stuff you'll see in the park. But trust me, it's not wood, it's rock all the way through. Here's another one of those specimens that I've actually filmed this on a previous episode. This one's really remarkable to me. Let me just show you here. That is not wood. It's rock. A lot of the logs here have a lot of quartz and other colorful things in there that give this place its name. But you also have this beautiful purple gray landscape to boot. I mean, come on. This purple bentonite clay is a hint of things to come. We're gonna see more of this on a much grander scale. And over there, just that, it looks like we're on the moon or some other planet, doesn't it? Or maybe some kind of post-apocalyptic landscape. That's what this reminds me of. It's kind of lonely and beautiful at the same time. And if you're a YouTuber like me and you want to come film this, pay mind to the weather forecasts. When you come up here, you know, it's always really windy, but really high winds, like 20+ mile-an-hour winds, gusts constantly. So you might want to consider that before you come out, or make sure you've got good sound. I'm kind of in the middle. I've got a sound muff on this thing and it does pretty good, but one of my favorite places in the park, not too far from the Crystal Forest, is Blue Mesa. This place is amazing. Just look at the views and look at the color. It's a long way down, folks, so hold on to your hats for real. Mine's blown off once today. If it went down there, I think that would be it. We're heading over towards the Painted Desert section of the park now. And over here, color is the star of the show, not the petrified logs. Just look at how steep these cliffs are here. Although it's not straight down. Wouldn't you just love to get down there somehow and see some of that purple blue clay up close? Heard a rumor down the road there's a way we could do that. Well, guess what? You can go down there here on the Blue Mesa hike, where you get to go in the heart of the Badlands here at Petrified Forest. This might be one of my favorite things. It's competing for the top, to be honest with you, because what we're about to see is something very unique and cool. And you can see we're starting at the top of the mesa here, and then it kind of goes down into this area, which is down below the mesa, and then you do a loop, and then you come back. Haven't seen any rangers out today. I've done this hike once before. We've actually filmed it on an older video, but usually got rangers warning you, you know, checking to make sure you have water. Smart things basically, but they always portray these things to be harder than they actually are. I don't know if it's a liability thing. You know, they rate trails that I think are easy as moderate to difficult. There, you do have to go down abruptly, but other than that, it's a piece of cake. So this is mainly it. You're gonna have to come back up the way you came, but only 150 feet. It's not that bad, people. If I can do it, anyone can do it. You can see we're starting to head down to this very colorful area. Not many people, I think, really know about this. You know, I never knew about it until like my second or third visit to this park, because I never had time to stop. But I'm telling you, this might be the most pretty place in the entire park, in my opinion. I think it's prettier than the Painted Desert section. Painted Desert is more like reds and those kind of colors. Here you're gonna get that mellow, like purple and blue. So if you came to the park to see petrified wood, you're better off going to see Giant Logs, Long Logs Trail, Crystal Forest, like we did on the beginning of this episode, because the star of the show here is really not petrified wood. It's this purple clay, bentonite clay. It's clay that has volcanic ash mixed into it. Just spectacular color. And if you look around, you will see petrified wood, so I don't want to give you the impression that you're not going to see petrified wood over here, but it is sparse compared to other sections. There's a petrified wood waterfall, a cascade of petrified wood. How strange. But like I said, if you come down here, you're not here really for petrified wood, or I wouldn't recommend that being your main purpose. It's really just wanting to experience being on another planet. I used to use the word otherworldly a lot, but all the YouTubers say that today, so I want to be different, so I'm going to boycott that word from now on. But it is otherworldly. So bizarre too. This is once again considered the heart of the Badlands here. You know, I like to set up a lot of those shots where I'm walking, like from a third-person point of view. And I just did one and my camera fell over, the wind blew over my tripod. Just to give you an idea of how powerful the wind is. I want to film more down here, but it is impossible. It's hazardous now with this camera. Things blowing over. But anyway, Blue Mesa. Such a spectacular part of the park, so keep this in mind if you come visit sometime. You don't want to miss us. So no exploration of the color of the Petrified Forest National Park is complete without seeing the Pana Desert. I mean, come on. Now I'll give you that in this lighting, this isn't ideal. You know, it's about 3:30, so it's a little washed out right now. Not my preference, but hey, this is gonna have to do. And we're next to a historic lodge here also, which wasn't open the last time I visited, but apparently it is now, so we can at least take a sneak peek and mark that one off the list too while we're here. I can at least use the building here to shield myself from the wind for a second and talk to you guys sensibly. I had to lose my hat. I don't even care what I look like at this point. That's too much work to keep a hat on at the edge of these precipices. But anyway, let's go take a look. And if you've watched our videos in the past and you saw my Pana Desert episode, we stopped at every single overlook point in that video, which we're not doing today. I just wanted to kind of seek out at least one of the better ones that I liked to show you guys. So let's go check it out. You know, I thought this would be the windiest place being exposed up here, but compared to some of the stuff we experienced back there, especially at the bottom of Blue Mesa, I had to cut that short, to be honest, because my camera was falling over. I was almost falling over. That is quite beautiful. Very well named for all the color that it has. I wouldn't know because all I can hear is the wind in my ears. One other thing to note is that here at the Pana Desert, as well as Petrified Forest National Park, of which this is part of, I should say, there are many opportunities to go hiking off in the wilderness. The Badlands that you see down below, there are trails that will take you down here, and they call it like an unconfined experience. So you can go explore to your heart's content down there, and there are some interesting things to be seen, and we're gonna come back for sure and start exploring other areas in this park since we've done the touristy stuff now twice. But anyway, just wanted to point that out. You know, at the least, if we can't enjoy the beautiful views ourselves, we could at least go into this inn and imagine what it would have been like to be an early traveler that actually stayed at this inn way back in the day. This building was rebuilt and the stucco exterior was not the original look here, but you could still see some of the original building today. It's built with petrified wood. Great building material around here, I'd say. All right, let's check this out. We were not able to see this last time. And I couldn't tell you what's original and what's not, but some of this interior might be. Here's a picture of the original inn, which looks nothing like it does today, does it? The original inn was built in the early 1920s, so this is almost 100 years old. If not 100 years old, I don't know the exact date. It's the wall of old pictures. Oh wow, it's very ornate. Ah, here we go. Some views without the wind. Wouldn't this be an awesome place to be able to stay? No longer can you sleep here overnight, but
wow, is this spectacular or what?
it smells old in here. I love the art. It's funny how trash can become treasure eventually. This is a petroglyph that they must have brought up here in the fall of 1934. Yeah, so the Civilian Conservation Corps helped remove this. That is pretty neat. I don't know what that is. Looks like a cat, maybe a mountain lion. You know, maybe there is a way to tie this into this episode about the colorful side of this awesome national park. There's color inside of the historic inn too. It very much matches what we see on the outside. So perhaps this is relevant and not just an excuse to get away from the wind. Okay, maybe that's a stretch. The intent was natural beauty outside, not human-made beauty, but I'm gonna take what I can get. No wind, that's good enough for me. So, that being said, Petrified Forest National Park, the colorful side, you saw it for yourself. It's not all about petrified logs. There's much more to unpack in this beautiful wilderness, and hopefully you can make it out here sometime.